Yes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Rendezvous on CxO Global TV. Uh, CxO Global Forum is a knowledge sharing platform for all C levels across the globe. We take massive pride in contributing to the knowledge economy with our league of extraordinary thought leaders. Today, as well, we've got someone very special joining us. His name is Mr. Noshan Minhas. He's the Chief Revenue Officer at Qisstpay. It's the one-click checkout. It's been a lot in the news. Let's talk to Mr. Noshan. How are you, sir? And welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anza. Thank you for the invite. I'm good. God has been very kind, and thank you for asking. Excited to be here.
Great, lovely. So, let's talk about your journey so far, because what the most people know you as was, your position previously at Convo, and then, you've got a lot of experience in the corporate sector in Pakistan. But let's rewind and go back to where did you grow up? Where did you go to college, university? What courses you studied? And how did you end up here?
So I was born in Islamabad, Pakistan. I grew up in Islamabad, and I say that this is my weakness and this is my strength, but I take it as a strength. I always wanted to set a precedence starting from Islamabad and the opportunities coming to Pakistan, especially the city like Islamabad, which is supposed to be slow and dead city in the other languages. But right now things have changed. People had been hustling here, so many startups, and it's a good place for creativity and hustle and execution.
Brilliant. That's amazing. So, what about your professional journey? Like, where was your first position ever? Your first job?
My first job was when I was a student. It was selling video cassettes. You may not comprehend what video cassettes
Yeah.
are. In my teenage, it used to be we used to give it on rents, the video cassettes. So I was in Jira supermarket on a shop selling those cassettes, and
Oh,
then
wow. And mashallah, the journey to the Chief Revenue Officer at Qisstpay. So, how was the
yeah,
journey
yeah.
so far?
So I think when I started advertising agency, because my marketing thesis was on advertising, and after going through at that point in time, banking was pretty hot in 2002, 2003. I thought that I saw a lot of people who are growing in banking, and my father was from banking background. So I should try banking. I started my career in Bank Al Falah. Then after 4 or 5 years, Dubai Islamic Bank, then Dubai Islamic Bank Dubai, then Silk Bank. We started Iman Islamic Banking from the scratch. And
Mhm.
after 16 years in banking, everything was fine. We are growing fine. And I still remember that 2016, I was in US, Boston, and I walked into this bakery. It's called Pete's Bakery at Harvard Square in Boston.
Yeah.
When I
Uh-huh.
walked into it, I got to know that it is not a bakery, it's Capital One Bank's branch sort of thing. So I
Mhm.
inquired about it, and the staff told me that Capital One Bank has closed their 70 branches. This is a pilot with a bakery where they are providing an experience to a customer who is drinking and taking coffee and doing some digital transactions. So I came back, I started learning about what digital banking is, tried to give the presentation to my existing employer at that point in time. And then I thought I should unlearn what we have learned in banking. And I jumped into a technology company, which is a silicon-based technology company, Convo.
Yes, absolutely. So, why did you decide to join Qisstpay, and what value does it add to the market in Pakistan?
When I was working with Convos, that area was like, you guys must be using Slack. So it was a competition to Slack. It's a digital communication platform. So a banker going to a digital communication platform, the idea was to unlearn bit of banking, learn some of technology, combine them two, and go towards which is coming in front of us, which is digital banking. In that journey, I virtually met Jordan, who is the founder and the CEO of Qisstpay, and his co-founder is in Islamabad, and he had a plan to launch first buy now pay later in Pakistan. Buy now pay later is a fastest growing industry in these days. When I talked to Jordan, I realized that he has a mindset of developing digital products for Pakistan and outside Pakistan from Pakistan. And that may lead towards multiple financial technology, retail technology opportunities. The idea was right. I had this good experience setting up precedents in banking industry and financial technology. So I think we joined hands, started buy now, pay later, and in 6-7 months we grew like anything.
Yeah, the success story for Qisstpay is massive, and everyone's been talking about it. It's in the news, but everyone's also talking about the culture at Qisstpay and really appreciating it. Now you're in a C-level position. Why do you think it's so important to build the right kind of culture in companies?
Well, startup culture is pretty different from the legacy cultures. In legacy culture, I think I used to go in the bank and we used to communicate with our regional managers and branch managers in the morning. The meetings were that what they have to do throughout the day. Over here, what happens is I go to the office and I request all the youngsters, please tell me what should I do to enable you so you should succeed. It's a communicative culture. We believe in talent density. We believe in pushing each other. So we move towards the top. Pretty competitive people over there. Skills are we hired very good skilled people. They are pretty talented. All the youngsters in your age, they're coming from different universities in Pakistan, outside Pakistan, and building this culture. And it is their hard work. We are just enabling them. And
Yeah.
the answer to your question, why it is very important, it is important to disrupt the legacy culture. It is important to have a fast growth in a stealth mode that can only be possible if the culture is just like that, transparent.
Absolutely, and beautiful words. You've put it so aptly. But moving on, now, what do you consider your biggest achievement so far? You, mashallah, achieved so much, but on a professional level, what do you think is your biggest achievement so far?
So for Qisstpay, first talk about the Qisstpay achievements. We have set the precedent in the market. The first
Yeah.
registered buy now pay later of Pakistan. Then one-click checkout. One-click checkout is pretty futuristic. When we started buy now pay later in Pakistan 8 or 9 months ago, we are far ahead in that game too. People wanted to do it, but I think they never wanted to take the risk. We did. Jordan did. His partner did. All the team did, and we set the precedence. This one-click checkout is a data-driven platform for our merchants who have online stores that how
Right.
to optimize payments, how to aggregate other buy now, pay later companies based on data, how to increase the average order values and revenues. Based on data, they understand why is this cart abandonment rate and why the cart abandonment rate is so high and how to reduce it. That cannot be understandable. You cannot comprehend this if you cannot see the data. So we are that company which provides those analytics and data and also solve the solution. So the biggest achievement in Qisstpay for Qisstpay is the first buy now pay later company, registered buy now pay later company of Pakistan. Second, a product developed by Pakistani developers, skilled developers in a very fast-paced environment as per the requirements of the e-com merchants. And this product is introduced in the US and in European countries by our teams working there within very small span of time.
Right, I can imagine. So we talked about the first mover advantage. We've talked about how it's revolutionizing the market in Pakistan. But let's talk a little about the fact that since you're now working in the fintech space, earlier you were working in finance, then with tech, and now you're working in the fintech space. What are some of your policy recommendations for the state, perhaps for the government?
Sure. So first of all, let me clarify. Qisstpay is more of a retail technology. It's a retail tech for e-tail merchants. It's a combination of marketing technology, retail technology, and sort of a financial technology. So that is a combination of, because it's not just a fintech. As far as your question or towards fintech is concerned, things have improved a lot in last 4 or 5 years. There are sandboxes available in banks whereby fintechs can experiment for their product development with these banks. State Bank of Pakistan has issued EMI licenses, PSO, PSP license, and above and all, beyond all, the digital retail bank license, which is on the way. 40 almost entities have applied for the first digital banking license of Pakistan. State Bank of Pakistan will give 5 digital banking licenses this year, maybe 5 next year, then 5 next year. So that is going to change a lot. And the hurdles in the past for fintechs were that banks used to think that fintechs are their competition and they are going to disrupt banks. But now they are understanding, because bankers are coming into fintechs and fintechs are going into banks, that this is a partnership. There is a very interesting article I think I've read 4 or 5 years ago, that bankers are from Mars and fintechs are from Venus. So there had always been a tussle between them, but things have changed because of the rules and regulation and the growth which we are seeing. So it's a decent partnership between banks and fintechs.
Right, absolutely. Also, another couple of buzzwords that we've been hearing, especially in the last couple of years, is that the world is moving away from e-commerce to m-commerce and quick commerce, q-commerce now. What do you have to
Mhm.
say about this comment?
So this is extended version of e-commerce, Instacom, Facebook commerce, whereby you need not to have a website and still you can do business is beautiful. That is why Qisstpay has developed by far one of the finest headless commerce checkout. Headless commerce is the thing which you are talking about. So if you
Mhm.
have an Instacom store, if you have a Facebook page, and you have not developed your website and you want to sell your product, merchandise, or services, then through Qisstpay, headless commerce, your consumers can pay and opt for multiple payment options without even going to the checkout page of that website, which does not exist. So in a nutshell, if you are reading a blog, if you are watching some video, it's a shoppertainment, and you want to buy some product, it is a frictionless checkout or frictionless payment, which is provided by a solution, a tech solution, which Qisstpay has made. So the way Insta commerce is going, the way Facebook commerce is going, with the way big commerce is coming, it is all the extended form of e-commerce. It's not like that e-commerce is dying, it's the elevation of e-commerce.
Right. Sir, mind me for being the devil's advocate, but just to sound a bit critical, we've seen in the past in other countries as well that there's often a trust deficit with retailers, for example, who are offering such solutions. Because, for example, if you you have buyers who then just disappear and they cannot make good on the credit. Returns, what happens then? So, if someone is unable to pay later on, because, there's no form of credit checks, I believe, uh, that Qisstpay does. So, obviously one thinks about the fact that if businesses do opt for this, isn't there a risk of losing out on money in the long run?
So first of all, Qisstpay or any bigger buy now pay later, authentic buy now pay later company, they do credit checks, but they are not frictionful. They are frictionless credit checks. We have smart algorithms, we have smart credit scores, we have a lot of tools which we have opted for, which we have made, whereby a consumer, they cannot understand how we do our credit checks. It is pretty frictionless and fast. So we do credit checks first of all.
Oh,
Second, be it banking, be it non-banking, be it financial institution, be it personal credit, in the space of lending or micro lending or underwriting, a business has to take risk, but that risk should be calculated. So the risks which we take are not just calculated, they are very smart because they are data-driven risks. Also, uh, in banking industry these days, the credit card rejection rate. Do you know what is the credit card rejection rate these days in Pakistan?
I'm assuming it's more than 40%.
Yeah, it's 80% and plus. In
Yeah.
2003,
Unbelievable.
2002, when I started a job in Bank Al Falah, and I remember it, we used to give pre-approved credit cards to high net worth individuals and even to middle market, even people who
Mhm.
have salaries, because it was the time when banking industry in Pakistan is promoting credit cards and credits and plastics. But now, as credit card has grown and banks need to have audits and checks and credit checks, so they are rejecting most of the credit cards. But rejecting a credit card or rejecting a personal loan or rejecting a home loan or rejecting a car loan is not the solution to a problem.
Yeah.
There is a gap. So interestingly, based on data, what happened is that There are a lot of our customers who do not have credit cards. They have debit cards, they have their accounts, but we
Absolutely.
have given them the limits. So we have given them the limits based on our credit history, our algorithms, our analytics, our checks. So technically speaking, in a nutshell, if there are some smart bankers out there, they should be looking to BNPL companies like Qisstpay that
Mhm.
you are the pipeline for our credit card because you have already checked them. So
Brilliant.
yeah, so that is one of the use case that we do credit checks and we enhance those limits. And based on our credit checks, banks can take a lot of mileage.
Amazing. Yeah, sounds very futuristic indeed. So let's talk about the future. What does the next year at Qisstpay look like?
One click. So basically, Kiss pays predominantly a checkout on ecom or instacom.
Mhm.
On instacom, it is from Headless Commerce. On ecom, the whole checkout. So if you are a merchant, you are selling online, and in by the way, next year probably offline too, and you want your
Wow.
consumer journey, customer journey frictionless, that they are not annoyed, rather they are very happy while shopping at your e-com store or insta store or physical store. That is one click checkout. But what merchant needs that there should be all payment methods integrated in a bracket, which is checkout. It should be a frictionless experience for a consumer, for the merchant, so they return back again and again. And we do multiple type of growth marketing techniques, utilize growth marketing techniques with the merchant, which increase the consumers coming on their landing page. And through the frictionless checkout, the cart abandonment reduces most of the consumers they purchase. And then BNPL could be a power tool over there. For
Mhm.
merchants, it's a payment optimization. Nobody in Pakistan is doing payment optimization. Payment optimization means that if you have an e-com store, you can choose that your consumer should be paying from Easy Pesa, JazzCash, Checkout, Bank Alphala, UPL, PayPro, other payment gateways, or
Yeah.
they can choose for cash and delivery. So you can optimize as a merchant, you can optimize payments. And as the back of optimization, there is some analytics. That analytics are making you smart. So that is future for the e-com merchants and that is future for the consumers because consumers are paying without any friction.
Right, absolutely. And I, couldn't help think about the fact that a lot of focus here, from what I can make out of your conversation, is that a lot of focus is on providing that best possible experience to the customer, not just to the customer, but even to the merchants. But speaking with the customer, why is it so important to provide the great experience these days? Because I've seen like a lot of other tech companies, even um, other players in the market, startups who keep their focus mainly on strengthening the backbone, as in the technical side, but not so much on the experience element.
So I think it's pretty much open. Experience had always been important, even when there was no digital age. Physically, when you used to go to a hotel or a grocery store or a shopping for any retailer, if your physical experience on the counter is not good, you are not very happy, you will not return back to the customer. So that was a physical experience. Digital experience is no brainer at all. What WhatsApp is doing, what Zoom is doing, what big companies are doing, they're providing experience. That is why there are a lot of jobs for UI and UX designers, and a lot of companies are jumping in that you should focus on your business. You are not a design company. You cannot provide an experience to your consumers or your B2B merchants. Let us help you to go there. So this is one part of Qisstpay too, that we provide this frictionless experience. Friction less is most important, so the experience gets better.
Right. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So let's talk a little bit about your personal life. Now, what inspires you to show up at work every single day?
The youngsters working in Qisstpay, ambitious, hardworking, futuristic, gritty youngsters who like to learn, they are pushing us upwards. Their passion, their enthusiasm, their skill wants me to wake up early in the morning, talk to them, learn from them, and help them, enable them to achieve their own dreams. So we are learning more from you guys. And also, like Jordan is like 32, 33 years of age.
Huh?
Jordan's co-founder Saad is like 27 years of age. So the
Wow.
passion, the energy, the focus, the future which this generation has, which is 10 years younger than I am, that makes me on my toes. I'm very hungry to learn from them.
That's, what an honorable thing to say. And we're so absolutely delighted to hear this. Um, but, now moving on, what do you think is the best piece of advice that you've ever received and from whom?
Multiple peoples. When we were growing old in banking, we did not have those virtual mentors, which we have because of podcast and Audible and YouTube. So I have multiple virtual mentors. I have physical mentors. So it's a combination of the five people who give you advice and you become some product. Uh, in my banking career, Nadeem Hussain has given me a lot of good advices. Jawad, who is heading Summit Bank, my line manager, had been giving me good advices. Talib Rizvi had been giving me good advices. Advertising career, my bosses and my mentors had been giving good advices. So it's a combination of multiple advices. As far as the best advice, every day I receive a best advice. For example, horse blinders. I used to think that horse blinders are a very bad thing. And for disruption, I have to let go of my horse blinders. You know what? Now I have realized that sometimes horse blinders are very good because horse blinders help you to have a laser focus towards your path. And when you are moving fast, so many things are coming in your way. You have to put your horse blinders. Few years ago, horse blinders for me were like a negative thing, not right now. So different suggestions which are coming to my way, I'm just trying to pick most of them, which is helping me to grow my company and myself.
Right. Now, inspiring words. Unfortunately, we've had to come to the end of today's session. But before we wrap up, I would like to ask you, what do you think is the utility of forums like CXO Global?
So you connect to a lot of people who are listening. You connect to a lot of people whom you want to listen. It is an outreach, especially CxO Global Forum. The hustle which Kamal has had been doing and you guys had been doing is phenomenal. I appreciate, I support all such type of forums where people get connected to each other, learn from each other. And because of these communications, you get some policies made, some products made, some action points done. It's just all learning for all those people who are listening and trying to listen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Naushad, for your time. It's been an honor. Please keep contributing to the knowledge economy. And we're very grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Keep on rocking.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. Please keep watching and please keep us updated with your comments and feedback. We'll see you tomorrow with another special guest.